Welcome to FX Options University, recorded live at the International Securities Exchange, the world's largest equity options exchange. Join the industry's top trading professionals as they provide insight and strategies for trading in the currency markets using FX options. FX options are a low-risk alternative to hedging currency moves in any market condition.
Another question is, it seems like pace and momentum, as you showed them, would work very well with an oscillator. Where would you look for divergences? Is that a good idea?
A MACD does work with the momentum and the pace move. So if you're looking at, let me clear this here. Let's say you have this move here where the momentum is sharp to begin with, and then it makes a series of highs. Let's just say it's 3 highs and then reverses. What you're going to see on your MACD is that even though it's making higher highs, you actually have it pulling back. So it'll create more of a descending type of triangle. And it's showing you that there's not real buying going into each of those highs, even though the momentum heading into each of these highs might still not have shifted on the smaller time frames, meaning that the rally into each of those highs might be the same momentum as the previous move, but the overall momentum, if you create a channel, has shifted, and that's what becomes really important.
Great point. Martin has another question, and he says, can you show how you choose the points for your green lines from the bars?
Oh, yeah. Basically, all I did was I transected the moves. That's actually a very important question, because basically he's asking, how do you know what the momentum of a move is? And let's just use this example here where we have this rally here and then these back and forth moves. Well, if you connect these highs and connect the lows, then that gives you the channel. Now, to determine the overall pace of it, just transect that channel evenly in half. Now, ignore the fact that I can't draw a straight line, but just transect that evenly in half, and that's going to show you what that momentum for the move is. So here I transected this uptrend channel and then transected the channel here. And you can see basically I'm cutting through the most number of bars as possible through the middle of them. So that's basically what I'm looking at for being able to judge what the momentum of a move is.
Very neat.
Another important thing to notice, too, on that is that if there is like some tick that goes a little bit outside of the average range, let's say there's like one bar that just really drops vastly lower, well, I'm still using where most of the price action is taking place, and I'm ignoring that aberrant little crazy bar. So pay attention to where most of the price action is trading and not just one or two extreme.
Gotcha. Vinod says he just wants clarification on EUI. So here's his point. No short pattern on EUI is equivalent to no long pattern on Euro USD. Please let me know if I'm correct. I guess this is sort of a question for me, and then I'll turn it back to you, Toni. The euro, again, obviously, if you're trading the spot markets, euro dollar, and as I said, right now at the ISE, we're trading dollar euro. So Toni's showing you the dollar against the euro, which would be the inverse. So Toni, what you're saying is that you wouldn't want to be really short right here in dollar euro, and conversely, if you would have flipped the chart around, and if we had the spot being the euro dollar, you wouldn't really want to have a big long position right now, thinking that the pace is starting to moderate here, correct?
Yeah, when you're looking at these, you're looking at the inverse patterns here. I'm going to pull up the euro dollar here on my futures charts just to see the larger time frame here. And yeah, what I'm seeing is that we're basically coming into a level that was congestion right at the end of 2007 going into 2008, and the momentum is attempting to shift. So we have what is these lows here, which would be the highs if you're looking at the spot market. And you're seeing that potential momentum shift here, but it's still holding the channel. So there's not really any confirmation of a buy or a short just yet. Right now, we're really looking at kind of a more risky situation because it could go either way, but in order for the euro dollar to keep going higher here, you would want to actually see confirmation literally within the next week, because unless it breaks through the zone that would be the channel connecting these here very quickly, then the chances are higher that it might actually create that pennant or wedge.
Right.
And turn back around.
Wow. Very good point. Thanks, Toni.
You're welcome.
Another question from Big Ajax. Do you find that individual underlyings have their own personality? What do you think, Toni?
Certainly. I think that, this is not necessarily in the fact that they will trade independently of these concepts, such as pace or and resistance levels. Those are still going to work no matter what, but you might see where the action can be choppier, or there might be some securities will have a little bit greater fluctuation at support and resistance levels, or not follow through, just depending upon how much basically how much participation is in them. The greater the participation, usually the more cleanly you can get a move taking place, and hence you can see patterns develop a lot more easily than you might if there's not as much participation. So it's not necessarily the fact that technical analysis or something like that works differently on one versus another. It's just that you might not be able to see it as clearly and make a sense out of it as clearly as you would from one to another.
Thanks. Jose has another question, and his question is, will the video courses include scalping index futures?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know. On my last slide, actually, I put up there, because I'm releasing some new courses that kind of go into more advanced stuff. I'm going ahead and doing an online version of these courses where everything is available online. I know that's really helpful for overseas due to shipping. And I'm running it for $199 just for this current week only. And it goes into not only day trading, swing trading, but also scalping. In fact, if you look at the Trading Made Simple, the no indicators necessary, basically my examples in that are focusing upon futures markets, looking at the index futures as trading strategies, but those same strategies are going to apply to the Forex and the options. It doesn't really matter which one you're trading.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. Get trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary. Visit www.fxoptions.com. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.